You're miserable right now, aren't you? Not clinically depressed, just empty. That nagging feeling that something's missing, despite having everything you're supposed to want. You chase happiness like it's some exotic animal through promotions, purchases, relationships, likes, yet it always escapes. Why? Because you've been sold the biggest lie in human history, that happiness is complicated. The average person spends 17 years of their life looking at screens, most of it consuming other people's highlight reels, while feeling progressively worse about their own reality. You waste 2 hours and 24 minutes daily on social media. That's 36 entire days per year, literally trading a month of your life to feel inadequate. You're not unhappy because life is hard. You're unhappy because you've outsourced your joy to external validation that never, ever delivers. And somehow deep down, you already know this. Let me destroy the happiness myths you've been fed since childhood. First, I'll be happy when is the biggest scam in human history. I'll be happy when I get the promotion, buy the house, find the perfect partner. Bullshit. That's called conditional happiness, and it's a trap. People who hit their dream salary, they adjust within weeks and want more. That new relationship high? Gone in months. The dopamine rush from your latest purchase? Evaporated before the credit card bill arrives. You think external achievements create lasting happiness? Science says otherwise. Your brain literally cannot maintain happiness from material gains. It's called hedonic adaptation. You return to baseline no matter what you achieve. That's why lottery winners and paraplegics report similar happiness levels a year after their life-changing events. Let that sink in. And here's the uncomfortable truth. You're addicted to your own misery. You scroll through Instagram knowing it makes you feel like trash. You overthink problems you can't solve at 2 a.m. You ruminate on past mistakes instead of learning from them. You've turned happiness into this complicated equation when it's actually a choice you make, moment by moment. Society has programmed you to think happiness is something you purchase, achieve, or stumble upon. That's why you're always chasing and never catching. Your happiness isn't hiding in a bigger house or a better job title. It's not waiting in a skinnier body or a perfect relationship. Those are just distractions from the simplicity of what actually works. Here's the brutally simple truth about happiness. It's a skill, not a circumstance. And like any skill, it improves with deliberate practice. The research is crystal clear. Happiness comes down to 3 main components you can control: gratitude, presence, and connection. First, practice deliberate gratitude. Not the generic, I'm grateful for my family bullshit. Specific gratitude. Every morning, identify 3 ridiculously specific things. The perfect temperature of your morning coffee, the way sunlight hits your bedroom wall, the text from a friend that made you laugh. Your brain literally cannot feel gratitude and misery simultaneously. They run on different neural pathways. Second, stop time traveling. Unhappy people live in 2 places: the past they can't change, and the future they can't control. Happy people live in the present. Practice the 5-5-5 rule. When anxious, name 5 things you see, 5 things you hear, and 5 sensations you feel. This pulls you back to now, where happiness actually exists. Third, prioritize deep connection over shallow validation. Delete one social app this week and use that time to call someone you care about. Human connection is the strongest predictor of happiness across every study ever done on the subject. One meaningful conversation trumps 1,000 likes. The real hack? Happiness is an inside job. It's not about having the best circumstances. It's about how you respond to whatever circumstances you have. It's not about feeling good all the time. It's about finding meaning even when you don't. But I have real problems. So does everyone. Happy people don't have better lives, they have better mental habits. But my brain is wired for negativity. Yes, because negative thoughts kept our ancestors alive. Override your prehistoric brain with deliberate practice. But I'll be happy when... Stop that sentence right now. That's the happiness hamster wheel you'll never get off. But what about clinical depression? That's different. Get professional help. I'm talking about the everyday happiness available to most neurotypical people. But I don't have time for gratitude practices. You have time to scroll for 2 hours, but not 3 minutes for gratitude? Cut the crap. But being realistic is important. Being realistic doesn't mean being negative. It means seeing things as they are, including the good parts you're ignoring. But what about my circumstances? Circumstances matter, but mindset matters more. Viktor Frankl found meaning in a concentration camp. What's your excuse? Here's your reality check. Happiness is a choice you make thousands of times per day. Every thought is a vote for who you become. Every complaint is a brick in your self-made prison. Every moment of gratitude is a step toward freedom. You have two options. Continue believing happiness is complicated, external, and always out of reach, or accept that it's simple, internal, and available right now. The first path leads to a lifetime of chasing and never touching. The second leads to contentment regardless of circumstances. Most people will choose the first path because it's easier to blame external factors than to take responsibility. But I think you're different. I think you're ready to join the ranks of people who create their happiness rather than waiting for it to arrive. Start small. Today, right now, find one specific thing to appreciate. Tomorrow, catch yourself time traveling and pull back to present. Next week, trade 1 hour of scrolling for one real conversation. Your happiness won't transform overnight, but with consistent practice, your life will look radically different in 90 days. The choice is yours. Keep chasing the happiness mirage, or start practicing the happiness skill. Which person will you be? The one making excuses, or the one making changes? Your life is happening now, not when you get the promotion, lose the weight, or find the partner. Stop waiting. Start living.